Hi!
Hi!
Welcome to Intertwined Stitches, episode 6. Today is Sunday, September 15th, 2013. I am Lakshmi, also known as knitterbynature.
And I'm Stephanie, also known as XCO Mom. I can't believe it's halfway through September already.
I know.
Oh my goodness, where's time going?
Only a month till Rhinebeck.
Woohoo! It's also a month till my vacation.
Yay!
Woo! My mom is super excited about it, and she's like counting down the days. She's like, 3 weeks, 2 days, and 1 hour until we see you.
That's cool.
So what you been doing this week?
Well, I had my sister come and visit, and she actually talked me into giving up some of my hand knits.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing.
She must be a sweet talker.
Yes, I gave her one of the sweaters I made for Zadie when he was little. I wasn't really crazy about it because it was out of Encore, and it came out with a dark stripe where I changed the colors, and I just left it, and it was fine for my son, but it's not one of my favorite sweaters. And then she was like, "Oh, do you have anything?" Well, I gave her a cowl that I don't wear, and she was like, "Well, do you have any hats that you don't wear?" So I let her try on all my hats. And then she ended up taking my hand-spun hat, but I figured I'd make another one of them. It's a sockhead hat.
That's nice.
And
tell her that counts for Christmas.
It probably does, right? Counts for Christmas and birthdays and any other holiday you can think of for the next 2 years or so.
We had a pretty busy week. My son has soccer, and he had his first soccer game on Saturday.
How exciting!
Yesterday. It was fun. We got done with the game, and he's like, "Mom, I didn't realize how hard the soccer game was gonna be." I'm like, "Honey, that's why we've been trying to get you to work hard at practice, because if you practice hard, then the games don't seem as hard." But I think he just really needed to be in the situation to realize what was expected of him.
Right.
So hopefully now he knows and he can work on that. So we got that. And on Wednesday we signed him up for Boy Scouts. So that's really exciting. They have their first overnight trip on the 28th, I believe. They're going to sleep in a battleship in Massachusetts. Yeah. It's all very exciting. The husband gets to go for that, so yay! So he has had a very eventful week, and his middle youngest brother is very much like, "I want to do all these things too," and he's just not big enough yet. So, poor kid. Everything around here is geared towards older kids. Like, even the gymnastics and dance and everything, it's just, you have to be at least first grade.
Yeah. So there's not much for the little ones.
He's feeling a little slighted. Mm-hmm. So, it happens. But you have some finished objects.
Well, I have one finished object from a while ago. I actually started a sweater back in May, and I picked up 5 balls of yarn for a short sleeve sweater, and it didn't end up being enough. So
we've been waiting all this time for you to get that other.
I know, I was waiting and waiting to place another order at Webb's, and I finally did, and I put it back on the needles, and I finished it up last night.
Yay!
So this is the Chitin Pullover by Melissa
really
Laurel.
Cute.
It's got a nice cowl neck there. I haven't seamed it yet, and I haven't blocked it, so I'm still considering it a finished object though.
It's mostly finished.
Yes, and it's knit out of Elizabeth Lavold silky wool in color 124 hydrangea blue, and I kept on watching the website saying, "Oh no, there's only 5 skeins left of that color." No, but I did get it in time.
Do you know what we could call that? A mofo. Mostly finished.
Mostly finished. That's a good one. And I do have a half-finished object, which is
so we got mofos and hoes.
That's right. This is the Regia Garden Effects sock. My own pattern, vanilla sock pattern. And I was worried that it's going to be a little scratchy, but I tried it on, and it's nice and soft, and it looks like it's going to wear well, and it fits great. So I'm really happy
cute.
about
it's very
that.
Fall.
I know. I don't know why the colorway is spring, but it's a cool sock. I like it very much. I haven't started the other one yet. I just finished this one this morning. What about you? I think you have a finished object.
I have a finished object that you guys have not seen at all because I started it Sunday evening and finished it Monday afternoon, I think, maybe Tuesday. But it is from the Super Scary Mochi Mochi book. It is the Toaster Ghost. My son asked me to make it for him last year, and I was like, dude, I'm not knitting a toaster. That's crazy talk. And then this year I got the book out again because I want to make some things for Halloween, and he's flipping through, and he's like, Mom, will you please knit me a toaster this year? And I'm like, well, 2 years in a row, I suppose I should suck it up and do it. So here it is, in all his grumpy, angry, dead toaster glory. He's even got the little lever to, it doesn't move, but to push the toast, and the little dial, although supposedly he burns everything now that he's dead and angry. So I don't know why he has a dial, because it's just going to burn. But he's even got a little plug on the end.
Love the plug.
He has toast too, but I have no idea what he did with the toast. I don't know.
He ate the toast.
Well, I hope not. It's not that kind of fiber. But yep, he's done. He was super fun. And because he's Halloween-y in theme, I got to enter him for the Knit Girls craft along for Halloween. So double bonus.
Yay.
So what you working on?
Right now I am working on the Tuscan Grand by Hilary Smith Callis, knit out of Knit Picks Bear, Stroll Bear. And I'm using size 7 needles, 4.0 millimeter, and I'm almost at the end of the row so I can show you guys. But I haven't really picked this up much this week because I've been concentrating on other projects. I'm almost at the end of the row.
We were waiting for my baby to wake up because we recorded in his bedroom, aka my craft room. So she was working on that a little bit upstairs.
And I'm at the ruching section, so it's like twice the number of stitches across the row. But it's coming along. I'm on the fifth section.
How many sections are there?
There's, in the original pattern that was on Knitty, there was 5 sections. On this one, there's 10.
Oh, wow. So you're halfway there.
Yes. So that's what that looks like.
So that's all the bigger a regular citron is?
Yes.
Huh.
Well, it's about that much bigger and a little ruffle on the end.
Interesting. I didn't realize how small it was.
Yeah, it's not that big. That's why I was excited to see the Citron Grand pattern, so I can make it bigger. And then I'm working on my Tuscan Sunflower shawl by Jeffrey Honeycutt, knit out of Knit Picks palette in turmeric and Merlot Heather. I just put a lifeline in. I had a bit of a setback with this week.
Again.
Yes.
Setback number 17.
Because I was knitting in the spare bedroom and I just set my knitting down on the bed. I didn't think about my little 4-year-old nephew jumping on the bed later that day.
Oh, no.
So when I came home, I saw that probably about 6 inches had come off the needles and had started to ravel down.
Did you cry a little? I would have cried.
Oh my gosh. I was like 12 rows from the lifeline, so I ripped it all the way back. My sister's sitting there like wide-eyed at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, this is the only way to fix it. If I was a more skilled knitter, I'd be able to like pick up all those stitches maybe. I don't know. That'd be pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Yes, so I got back to about where I was, and I just put in another lifeline because I was not going to have that happen where I had to rip back like 12 more rows. Right. Even though I should be good. I should be good now.
I think you said that last time.
But there it is, and it's getting bigger slowly but surely. And so I spent a lot of this week working on that. And then on Friday was the beginning of Stevens West's ColorCraving Mystery Cal. And I got that on the needle. So spoiler alert, I am going to show the progress I have.
I think I'm going to wait to see what yours looks like whenever it's finished to decide if I want to make it or not.
It's a little bit strange construction, but it's going to be interesting for sure. So this is what I have so far. And I'm using Madeline Tosh Merino Light in the charcoal, lowland, and jade colors. And right now it's just the 2 first colors that I'm using. They stripe against each other, and I do like how they're striping, although
they almost
it's very
look like
subtle.
variegated. Yeah,
it's very subtle, and yeah, so it looks kind of crazy, right? And it's got these eyelet rows going across.
Do you know what it looks like with this in the middle with the holes? It looks like whenever the pinup girls had like the corsets That's what it looks like to me.
It looks like that, yeah. So that's what that's starting to look like. And I'm probably on row about 35, so I'm about halfway done with clue number 1. So I still got a ways to go. But that's what I've been working on this week.
Very nice. I just did not have mojo or love, I guess, for what I had on the needles. I worked maybe 2 rows of my Ginny cardigan, so I'm not even going to show that. I did a few stripes of my Color Affection. I was on stripe number 6 last week, and I think I'm up to 8, maybe 9 out of the 12 that's supposed to be there.
You're almost ready to start the third color,
I am.
right?
I'm getting there. So it's I don't know. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 was here. So I've done that much this week. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but there's getting to be quite a few stitches on
Yeah, there is.
the needle. I'm at the granny panty phase, I guess. Something stock knit zombies call it. Those would be some serious granny panties right there. But it's coming along. I'm excited about it. I talked to my grandmother on the phone, and she's been having some health issues lately, so all the more reason to knit her a loving shawl.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the 3rd color, the deep water, so it's pearlescent. Well, I have it backwards. Pearlescent, tranquil, and then the deep waters. So that's
pretty.
what it'll look like. And the more you look at it now with the teal against it, you can see the stripes of the gray. I think it brings out the different colors in the pearlescent more. See, there you go. You can see the gray. And it almost stripes. Interesting. I like it. Hopefully she will too. I'm sure she will.
I'm sure she will.
She didn't used to knit, and then I got her into it, and she's constantly asking me, what are you knitting on? What are you working on? You are just so amazing with that. I could never be as good as you. I'm like, yes, you can. I'm not that good yet. I've only got 2 years on you. You can finish. You can get that. Whatever. She's a sweetheart, and I love her to pieces. I've been working on my trick-or-treat socks. I just finished the toes, and I just got to the spooky stripes. And I'm doing them 2 at a time because I very much so get second sock syndrome, and I'm like, I'm done with one. I don't want to cast on the other one. And this way I make sure they're perfectly matched up.
It's a smart way to do it.
So that's that. The toes are palette in the Limeade Heather colorway, and then the stripes are the Knit Picks Spooky. I balled mine up because whenever I pulled out the middle to make it so they were lining up stripe-wise, I had a big yarn barf, so they got balled up. And last but not least, what I've been working on this week. I had cast this hat on last year sometime when I was being daring as a newbie knitter, because I've only been knitting for 2 years. It's the Everdeen beanie from the Weekend Hats book. And I had a good solid 5 inches of the hat done, and I'm like, you know what, I can pick that up. I can probably finish that this weekend if I really work on that and only that. And so I'm trying to figure out where I was on the chart repeat, and I'm like, what on earth was I doing? And I got to like the end of the row, and there was 3 extra stitches, and I'm like, what is going on? What was I doing? So I had it messed up so badly that I just frogged it all. I ripped the whole thing out and recast on. So I have...
You made quite a bit of progress.
Yeah, especially for me. I'm not the world's fastest knitter, but I've complained about ribbing before on the show. But for some reason, twisted ribbing does not bother me as much as regular ribbing. I don't know. I'm weird like that. It's like, in my head, it makes more sense. Like, the purl stitches go in the front and the knit stitches only go in the back. And it's, I don't know, for me, it just works. So I did, it calls for regular ribbing, but I did twisted ribbing. And I'm about a third of a way through the first chart. And I have stitch markers on every single section of the chart.
Every repeat?
Yes. So that's what it looks like so far.
It's cute.
I really like it. Hopefully being a redhead, the green will look nice. And the weather's finally cold enough here that I can wear hats again. I love it. It's my favorite time of the year.
It's
I
almost
love
hat
hats.
weather. It's starting to be sweater weather.
Yes. So that's all. That's all I've been working on. Oh, I'm working on my Hogwarts Express right now for something to knit on, but it doesn't look any different than it did last week. So there's that. In the Wicked Witch colorway from Knit Picks Imagination.
Love how that color is knitting up.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
I was knitting on it during my son's soccer practice, and they got a water break, and the kids all come running over where I was sitting, and one little girl's like, "What are you making?" I was like, "It's a shawl." And she looked at me funny. I'm like, "It's like a scarf." And she's like, "Oh, who is it for?" And I'm like, "It's for me." And she's like, "Oh, well, what about him?" And she points to my son, and I'm like, "I'm sure he'll get a scarf later. This is for mommy." But there's that. Oh, I forgot to say, my Everdeen hat is out of Jojo Land Tonic. Ooh, bye-bye, ball. And the tag from the yarn shop says medium green. I don't know. I'm calling it my Evergreen Everdeen.
That's cute.
So that's what color it looks like. It's mostly green with like undertones of blue. It's 85% acrylic, 15% wool, and I think the blue is the wool. In my head anyways, that's what it is. So that's what I've been working on.
Great. Have you been spinning?
I did not touch my wheel at all this week.
I did a little bit of spinning. I started the Just Fibers merino that I got last week in the Tea Toast and Cake colorway. So here's the fiber.
So pretty.
And this is what I got so far. And I'm just spinning it directly from the braid. It goes from like a little bit of a purple to an orange to a pink. And
It looks
back and forth
super
again.
thin.
It is. It's spinning up pretty thin. And I'm going to Navajo ply it, and it'll probably be the same thickness that I did my last Navajo ply. And I'll make another sockhead hat out of this color, I think.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, it's definitely my colors, orange and pink together. My two favorite colors. Besides green. So that's all I have for spinning.
Did you feed your stash at all?
No, not this week.
You should have, but it didn't be here.
in the mail. I'm waiting for a Swift, so I still had to wind up my my skeins of Madeline Tosh by hand.
You
So
could have
that
brought
was a
it
lot of
here.
fun.
I've got my little setup over there.
Oh, that's okay. It was something to do.
I did not buy any yarn for myself, but I did receive a swap package from Jekka. Thank you, Jekka. And like I said before, it is I'm trying to get to the end of this row. It is from the Amigurumi's Anonymous Amigurumi Addicts? Something like that. AA. I'm a member of AA. And we did a Alice in Wonderland Tea Party swap. And so she sent me a fabulous package where she made me a Mad Hatter. I have 2 more stitches, I swear I'm hurrying. He's super cute. She also sent me some yarn, which I will also show, and some Alice in Wonderland stickers for the boys, and some Alice in Wonderland paper, and a barrel of monkeys, and they're pink, and my boys think that's the greatest thing. And some coffee for my husband, and some tea, and I was really spoiled. But here he is. Is he not the cutest thing?
He really is.
Hey, look at that nose. How could you not love that nose? He is super cute. His jacket even comes off. Like he's so cute. Little feet. So cute.
Another
I never
friend for your shelf back
Yes, for my shelfo Ami swaps. But there's he. Wow, there's him. He's super cute. And she also sent me, I don't know if the color's going to show up on the monitor like it is in real life, but oh
yeah.
My goodness. It is screaming magenta. My favorite color. Love it. It is, they call it hot magenta. So she sent me this. And then she sent me this hot pink. It's more of like a hot rose pink. So there's that one. And then she sent me some, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Jawwall Magic Superwash Lang. And it is different colors of magenta and purple, and it is lovely, and I'm so excited. Thank you, Jekka. So it's easy to keep on a yarn diet whenever people keep giving me yarn.
That's right.
We wanted to talk about doing a knit along.
Yes, our first knit along, probably starting October 1st, going through the month.
Yay! Do you want to do 1 month or 2 months? Maybe just one?
Yeah, just one.
Okay. So it'll start October 1st and end October 31st at probably midnight.
Yes, around then.
Yeah, ish.
Whenever you get home from trick-or-treating.
Whenever I go to bed that night. Whatever that'll be. Yep. So we're going to have you, it's going to be pretty broad spectrum. We're just asking that you knit accessories.
Yes.
So it can be socks, mittens,
hats, gloves,
headbands,
scarves,
whatever. We're trying to make it nice and broad, and if I know what it'll be. So the prize for that thread will be this beautiful skein of hand spun yarn that was gifted to us from Stephanie in Texas. This is 612 yards of beautiful.
So generous, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And so that's your prize. Beautiful.
And we might add another prize in if we get more.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
Stitch markers at least.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll probably have around about 4 or 5 prizes.
Okay.
That's my guess. 3 to 5 prizes. So keep us in mind whenever you're starting your cast on in October for our knit along / crochet along / weave along, if that's something you do.
And that'll be held in the group, so go ahead over to the Ravelry group and join that.
Yes. Is that about it?
That's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and happy knitting.
Happy knitting.
Bye.
Have a good week.